Hello, my fellow viewers. You know who it is. And this time I'm reviewing a different movie. I am reviewing, of course, The Black Phone. This is 2021 film directed by, the screenplay by Scott Derrickson and C. Robert Cargill, directed by Scott Derrickson. Oscar nominee Ethan Hawke, in the most disturbing role of his career, stars in a new psychological thriller from Blumhouse and the director who brought you Sinister and Doctor Strange. Finney Shaw, a shy but clever 13-year-old boy, is abducted by a sadistic killer, Hawk, and is trapped in a soundproof basement while screaming is of little use. When a disconnected phone on the wall begins to ring, Finney discovers that he can hear the voices of the killer's previous victims, and they are dead set on making sure that what happened to them doesn't happen to Finney. A modern horror classic, says the Daily Dead. I love that. This is adapted from a Joe Hill short story, who is the son of Stephen King, which influences a lot, which makes a lot of sense now. So how do I feel about it? Well, let's just say the performances in here are really good. I mean, and aesthetically, it looks very nice. This is a very nice to look at film set in Denver in the 1970s. So, of course, they're going to have a couple of songs to go with it. Fox on the Run. I wonder if that's the short version or the long version. And Free Ride. So, there's some songs to set to tone the atmosphere, to set the atmosphere and stuff like that, which is pretty gosh darn good, if you ask me. Which I'm like, yes, folks. And I'm just like, well, I mostly like this film. I like the majority of it, but there were a couple of problems that when I looked at on aggregates what people were saying their dissatisfaction with, I do have to agree, but whatever. So with the 1970s, it's like you have to get the tone right. You have to get the sepia lighting. You have to get the clothing. You have to get the interiors to look right. So that means the wood paneling. That means having a bad mustache for one of your characters. That means having to get the school to look right. Then that's what you do. You look at Halloween, you look at Carrie, and things like that. So yeah, tonally, just the way how it looks, the production is cinematography. That's it. It's great. Even just having this lone basement, it's eerie. You do feel uncomfortable watching, and it's just like, ugh, that place just gives me the creeps, especially because when the grabber, grabs this child, it takes him down to a basement. Nothing to do with Split. Completely irrelevant. But here it's just like, there's the kid named, what was that? Mason. Yeah. Mason Thames or something like that does a great job. It's like, this kid's going to be a good actor, and he's starring in like some comedy, anything. Anyway, it's like, just the emotion with the eyes and him being resilient, trying to escape from this pervert. Just with the eyes and talking with the other children that coming through the telephone. It's like, just the wide range of emotion of a child who's breaking down. And at the same time, it's like, you just feel like, you just feel the dread and everything. And he's got a little sister too. He does so well. Who's kind of a comic relief. Just, there's a little bit of a comic relief of just, like praying, like, it's got a little bit of religious themes and stuff like that, but it's very small compared to the overall tone of this film. And it's with kicking butt, of course. Like, they're in this particularly uncomfortable scene that happens with the ultimate schmuck of a father. Yes, I am going to create a chart of what different levels of being a schmuck. Yeah, he's just a scumbag, a drunk, getting a belt and just, you can figure out from there. It's just rough, man. It's uncomfortable to think. And it's like, there was even a scene, like it was mentioned in the commentary, where the actress who plays the younger sister said, yeah, that the kid Mason was watching it. He got uncomfortable watching it, and so the sister got uncomfortable allowed for the emotion of the scene. It's like, when the acting hits here, it's freaking great. And Ethan Hawke is just incredible. Just his presence. I mean, yeah, he's wearing a mask, but the way how he looks with the nice suit, and everything, and the mask alone, just breathing through it, acting very relaxing. But at the end, when he starts to become fully like a serial biller, it's yeah, I think especially when he comes down offering the food, and, it's like, hey, what's your name? And he asks Finn, hey, what's your name? He says Taylor something. I forgot. I was like, you lie. I was even going to let you go. Throws the paper. You're Finney Blake, and just, yeah, just the scene alone when he starts to gradually just get angry. It's just nerving, man. You just be like, ooh, this is not fun. At the same time, there's a certain, I guess, eeriness about it. But the writing, though, it just, I don't know. Just the religion, just bringing the pregnant Jesus part. It's just like, where's this coming from? Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know that Stephen King has some, like, religious overtones in his book, but it's like, it felt almost useless, really. Like, it really added nothing more. It's like, I don't know. And then there's this, is like, what, and they always ask, oh, like, what was the motivation for him going insane? It's like, yeah, I kind of need a little. It's like, it's meant to be like a 1970s horror villain, which I can get, but I guess maybe we're all just accustomed to at least having a little detail. Or like, yeah, he's got a black band and black balloons. Like, is he a part-time musician, a physician? It's like, I don't know. And I don't know. It's just, and he's also in this, ultimate schmuck has a younger brother named Max that he's trying to, that just really doesn't do anything. It's like, what? But you're not here for that. You're here for the scene. You're here for the phone, which the deceased children communicate to Finney to try and get him to escape with the failures at first. But these failures lead to more and more that ultimately lead to the resolution and the escape of, like, for example, a wire or a window screen, and what was that? It was like a freezer or something like that. So it's like these kids are trying to help him out, which I liked, because there's no way in hell that this kid would have been able to try to escape, but absolutely could not. So I like that supernatural aspect. It felt logical, but it just yeah, it just felt logical enough where it all worked out. Yeah, just the pacing is pretty good. I liked it enough, but maybe if we got a little bit more time to explore more of the grabber, that would have actually been, it would have just brought this movie up even more to a true great legend of a movie. But it just falls just a little bit, in my opinion. You may have a different opinion. That's fine. I welcome it. But yeah, just ultimately, I just think, of course, the relationship between Ethan Hawke and Mason is like, he's like, Hawke didn't want Thames to, like, be too scared, so he said, hey, it's like, sorry if I scared you. So what do you do? So Mason proceeded to give Ethan a noogie, which was pretty funny after every take. So, in case you're wondering, the killer is a biller is based on John Wayne Gacy, who would kidnap teenage boys and I don't even want to say it because he did this to a lot of young boys, just a lot of teenagers, and just look it up online. With Pogo the Clown, I kind of get the feeling it was like Pogo the Clown. They were going for the John Wayne Gacy approach, and it was just disturbing. So yeah, obviously it's like, with the performances that are great, but the script and I guess the maybe just a little bit understanding like why does he have these masks on, which I know is meant to be like a villain and stuff like that, but maybe just a little bit more explanation, or at least just have the detectives do a little more detective work. I would give this like a 9 out of 10. Or that I do have to say, yeah, if I had to give a rating, like an 8 out of 10. But yeah, do watch Ethan Hawke in The Black Phone.